Recording has started.
In spite of what John just said, I'm starting the meeting 2 minutes early. We are now in order.
5:27.
We have a motion for the approval of the agenda.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, it is approved. We are passing around the minutes. Everybody has had a chance to read them online, so all the corrections have been made, so that should be just signatures. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, minutes are approved and seconded. And now it's our director's report.
Okay, you've all got it there in front of you. The shredding that we had planned on getting done was taken care of. Kenneth, was paid his very first paycheck under his first invoice under new administration on April the 10th. The budget that you all approved that we went through painstakingly and made sure it was exactly the way it needed to be has been received by the county manager. I reached out to him to ask him what the next steps were once he received it, because I did not know. And he said if he needed anything, he would call me if there were reductions. And I went and made a few more distinct explanations about our needs in case there were questions. And I didn't want it to get skipped over without him knowing exactly what we needed. So I let him know to please reach out to me if there were definitely reductions that were going to take place, so we could kind of go over them together. As you can see on the report, this has been my geocode month. I've gotten a GIS report from the state with lots of X's and highlighted, and I called the state for instructions. I've been in talks with my GIS specialist for the county, Tanya Etheridge and Kyle Morris, and was able to add some street ranges for Eagle Point, Water Oak Way, and Nautical Court, all in Mount Gilead. I've also received the state district relations report that had quite a few concerns that were there. I was able to reach out and talk to the state and go over those concerns and find the correct way to address them. Received a second report, still had concerns that we needed to take care of, and we did that last Thursday. Received the third report and it was correct. And I'll be glad to give any details to anyone that needs to know what they were.
Again, on that one man that was in Star and we were talking about before.
There was, so on the reports, my table is to the right of that bookshelf. Okay. There was one gentleman, his address is 1744 Okiewimi Star Road. And he's been a part of the Star Precinct for as long as he's been voting. And he is supposed to be Little River. And I've looked at maps, I found like discrepancies. And so I was nervous about making the changes that I had learned how to make. I wanted to talk to someone with the state to verify. And so we verified that that was indeed correct. He's supposed to be Little River and he's been Star. This is the report I was talking about, where I called the state and I said, I need instructions because this looks like a big deal. And it was a big deal. So anyhow, that gentleman has been corrected. That's been corrected. There was a stretch of Highway 109 that ran through the Uwharrie precinct. And when I looked, painstakingly called my GIS department to verify it was correct. I had to call 911 call to make sure I had the addresses correct to make those changes. I had to do a split because part of that road was in the Ophir precinct, not in Uwharrie precinct. But luckily no one lives there. No one lives on that stretch of road, but if someone ever bought a piece of land and built a home, they needed to be in the correct precinct, of course. So we were able to make that split and change those concerns there and make them correct. So there was a street in Star that was not there. Star does not have Oak Street in it. Bisco does. So I had to delete that street and verified with GIS again and made all the correct documentation and confirmations that I needed to make in order to be able to do that.
But again, there were nobody registered.
Right,
on
because
the
it's not a real
It
street.
didn't,
It's
yeah.
not a real street.
It's not a real street, so nobody got affected by that.
Right. Does anybody have any questions about those changes?
It is a mess. I looked through your stuff. Hang in there. You're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting it fixed. We're getting it corrected and, I appreciate the state because it's been 2 or 3 weeks back and forth because like I said, when I was finding the concerns, I was concerned. How, can this be? What are we doing? And, so because of that Oak Street and Star was showing up as having, a commissioner district in it that can't be there. And, anyway, so we got it all cleared up and now Star on this new report, the little one, has no Commissioner District 3 in it. It's all Commissioner District 2.
So the gentleman on Oklahoma Star Road, you notified by mail,
He hasn't gotten
He
it.
has not gotten a card yet.
but you have sent that out.
I will send that out. Yes, sir.
We were kidding.
With the
around.
next mail.
Depends on which bedroom in his house he lives in, where he's gonna vote.
Because there's a little piece of his property that is in the Star precinct, but when Donna and I looked for his residential home, it's tiny way over here. And I said, okay,
Where's the driveway start?
it starts over there on Okie Star Road to the left.
So is the
In the-
driveway,
In the Little River
In the Little-
precinct.
Yes, it's all in Little River.
Okay.
Except for that little back
The
corner.
back
his
corner of his
property.
house.
There's
is in the
nothing
Star
there.
precinct.
Okay.
okay,
I've completed the initial draft of the precinct official manual. I would like for y'all to look at it if you can. And then, of course, you all were here for the precinct official stars event. We missed you, Miss Tasha. It was a pretty big
And I
deal.
missed it.
I hate
Was
to
missed that part at the end of the meeting and with everything at work totally.
I know you're a
everything
busy
else
lady.
I'm a fan.
Y'all had logged off before you said that part in the meeting.
I'm not gonna have to start sending you messages.
I know, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
But
So we-
it's nice. Thank you guys for doing it.
it was great. Donna worked really hard on it. We received some surveys from the precinct officials to let us know
All right.
what we're doing great, what we are needing to improve on, because that's what we want to know. We want to do better, and you can't do better if you don't know what you're doing wrong. So that's what we asked from them. We didn't get as many as I thought we would, and but duly noted the concerns and information they shared with us.
There were a lot of happy people here that night.
Yes, yeah.
And they were sharing war stories and,
Oh, yeah. And saying how glad they were that somebody recognized them
yes,
after all these
I know.
years.
delightful.
To feel appreciated is a lot. Donna has a final report with the numbers. I'm gonna let her share that as soon as I'm done. We went to our District 5 meeting in Moore County yesterday. It was hosted by the director there, Ms. Tawana, and it was really good. They gave us a lot of insight on the new provisional processes since we're going from 10 days to Canvas to 3. Some of the things that they're doing, some of the counties are very large, so some of the changes they're making aren't applicable to here. But we did get some good ideas, and we're seeking to make some changes and to make things better for all of us as we work through our processes to end an election and complete everything. Also, the absentee processes, were given examples from Forsyth County, some of the things that they do, and to just help organize it, help what happened last time not happen again. And to ensure I'm giving you exactly who has sent in an absentee ballot and not doubling it or making mistakes such as that, to ensure we do it correctly. So we're looking forward to implementing those ideas and getting that moved forward and going through those things. So Donna, I will let you give your information there.
So we did have the Stars of the Precinct social on Thursday, May the 1st. We sent out about 85 invitations. Those were specifically sent to any existing or prior precinct official that I was aware of. So I went back to the primaries of 2024 and then all the way through the general. Anybody that was listed on as had been trained or had worked or was as a reserve got an invitation. Of those invitations, we had about 50 or 60 people that attended, and that's a range because we invited the people and told them to bring a guest if they wanted to bring a guest. So of those, we had about 50 or 60 people here. Those included the precinct officials, the guests, the Board of Elections staff, as well as the board members that attended. The party chairs were invited, but due to unforeseen circumstances, they weren't able to speak. But we did have the vice chair of the Republican Party speak briefly. And we did pass out all of the contact information for the party chairs to those that were in attendance. So they know how to get in touch with those party chairs. Tim did the welcome for everybody, and John and Teddy, of course, did a moment to speak and appreciate and explain what the board does. It was quite informative, and I think they had a new awakening of processes that happen here. I explained during that time the precinct official appointment process, and explained to them that their current terms are going to be expiring this year and that new appointments are going to come out in August. We then had a celebration or a ceremony where we recognized 19 star-worthy precinct officials. They were given certificates and awards and had a moment in the spotlight. 9 of those officials received their certificates during the presentation. The others I mailed to them the next day. And when I mailed them their next day, I also mailed them an application for the precinct official to submit. So everybody that was a precinct official, even if they didn't get a certificate, walked away with a gift bag with some goodies in it. So everyone was
Really nice.
recognized. In addition to showing the appreciation for a job well done, we wanted to solicit the input, and that's what Kim was talking about in terms of the survey. We received 11 surveys back. I think Kim has shared those with you. When I looked at them, they really look positive. There really wasn't anything that said, we really need this. There was one comment on there about extra training for provisionals.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody's concerns are. So
Mine too.
another purpose of that, of course, was to start the recruitment process for the upcoming appointment terms. And we had applications available. This is the first year we're actually doing applications. The reason we did the applications process is because before people would come in and say, I'm interested, their name will get on a sticky note or written on a note, or an email will be sent, and then we lost the paper trail of it. And this way, the party chairs are going to receive that person's name, information, in their handwriting. They're going to know that directly that this is their interest in being a precinct worker. Of those that were here, we received a total of 28 applications back that night. 23 were from existing precinct officials and 5 were from their guests that they brought. So we have 5 new ones in there. I'm going to be giving those copies of those applications to the party chairs tonight. And when I give those to you, the ones that have new at the top have not worked precincts before. They're interested, but they've never worked before. If it doesn't have a new, they were an existing official at some point. Since the event, we've had 2 others that have come back through the mail, and then I got one today. So
Good.
yay, I'm excited about that. So they're coming through. For those who did not attend, who were invited, who knew about it, who didn't come, I reached out to them and sent them we missed you letter. And in that we missed you letter, I explained the process that we were doing for this recruitment, and everybody at that point received an application. So anybody that was a precinct official before has had an application sent to them, even if they didn't show up for the event, the social that night. So those letters were sent out on May the 7th. So I haven't gotten any of those back yet. I guess it's still just too soon. But I think it was a good success. We
Yes.
had 3 people who personally, through an email, through a note, and through a visit to the office, thanked us for hosting that, having that. They were very touched by it. So
Okay, welcome, Miss Rosa. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment?
I do not see any signatures.
I didn't sign up. Just one comment. Okay. We'll forgive you for not finding your name.
Okay. I just wanted to recognize one of our precinct workers whose husband passed away last week, Karen Britt. Just want to make the board aware. She has worked diligently over the past few years as a precinct official, and her husband passed away unexpectedly. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I've reached out to her just about every day. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Just want to say that the application you received today, that gentleman's bilingual.
Oh, nice. Anyone else? Okay, new business. Have in front of you a notice of election, Montgomery County, North Carolina. Municipal election, November 4th. for Visco, Candor, and Mount Gilead.
I just wanted y'all's approval, just to check for
Look good to me.
dates and things like that, make sure those were correct.
This notice will be posted.
You do not have to make a motion. I just wanted y'all to be aware and to. It'll be posted closer to it, this, but the state had already sent it out for me to fill in and, complete.
I would say we'll need to discuss early voting days and hours
Okay,
at a later date.
okay,
So it's good that you jumping ahead to try and get ahead of this, but we're looking at, 5, 6 months away. So this board makeup may be completely different.
Mhm.
And we don't want to make a decision for somebody that's not
okay,
not here. So, just file it in to hold,
okay,
and we'll revisit it when it's that time.
okay.
Sound good to everybody else?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And, also with that, would the makeup of the early voting be 3 precinct officials to take care of that? Or is that something
That's
that,
something we'll check. We'll,
the only reason I'm asking is because I've had a municipality call me about the amount that,
you're talking about as far as
the cost.
Staffing.
Yes,
staffing
staffing,
of-
yes.
I would think they'd still have to be 3.
in a municipal early voting, we have not had more than 1 early voting location.
Right,
Right.
but 3 people to man here at my
Talking about
office.
staffing.
Staffing wise, that's gonna be something that will have to be discussed later.
Okay, so if any other municipalities call me for an amount, I'll just
That's
tell
not
them.
something that this board, because this board is defunct at the end of June.
Right, right,
So the new board will come in July, and that's when all that,
Okay.
after that point, that's when this will all be discussed.
okay, that's the only reason I'd asked, because they had called just to see about their budget, what to put in there. And she came up with an amount on her own because I spent the morning making phone calls and trying to do my own figures. I came really close, but that was gonna be the deciding factor.
I know they're trying to get ahead of things, but I mean, we can't make a decision for a board that's not here.
I think their concern was that their budget, is fiscal year starts July 1st.
Mm-hmm,
And so they kind of needed to know numbers, so they
All they
could.
gotta do is go back and look at what they did the last
before
time
Previously.
and add a little percentage to it. That's the easiest way.
okay.
Okay, the next item is what is expected of the director for the July 22nd swearing in of board members.
And the reason why I'm asking this is because I was looking back at May's 2023 board minutes and found that Rhonda had went ahead and called, John to swear y'all in, and I don't know my role in that.
So if swearing in is on July 22nd, you just need to schedule it with John Deaton to be here to take care of it.
Okay, okay. And that's at noon.
That's at noon on the 22nd of July.
Mhm.
Yes.
Y'all are really pushing, aren't you?
What?
That's a Tuesday.
That's a general statute, I'm sorry.
She's trying to make you happy, John.
Oh, yeah.
We just want to see you more.
Yeah, I don't know that I can be here. But we will, do what we can.
There probably is a situation in place where that swearing can happen at a different place for a particular board member who has a
That's
conflict.
happened.
Well,
That's happened in the past.
Yeah, that happened in the past too.
we'll,
With me, so it can be,
So you know how it works.
so it can be done. I did mine by myself
we'll,
first time.
things
Aw.
may change between now and then. But yeah, you just need to get with John Deaton.
And just
Let
let
him
him know
know
when it should
This is
occur.
the day,
Okay,
this is the time. We need you to be here to take care of this. At the same time, you probably want to let, the newspaper know. She likes to come and sometimes and, get photos and things like that.
Okay, any other new business? No other business before the board. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was late. Has Kay been introduced?
Everybody that didn't know her went.
She is the new chair of the Democratic Party here in Montgomery County.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Glad to have you, Ms. Kay.
Thank you. Now,
I make a motion.
thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we are
5:47.
adjourned. Thank you.
Tasha. I'm going to get.
Okay.
So,